Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you need?
promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early! But why isn't anybody
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready? Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try. The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting...
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And
Paimon's a little worried.
to be honest, I feel the same.
Candace gave us a compliment!
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck. With everything. Take it easy.
Sounds good. I'll go make some prepper.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be...
Yes, she did. But I think my point also our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more...
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words...
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our... We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of...
Speaking of the front lines...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and... Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a...
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species,
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries and...
all intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It meant you have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered, but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms have come to think of it. Perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always the Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert?
But Paimon Paimon thought that Irminsul's... At least, that's what Tainari told... Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of someone
Where are we going?
to an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the other...
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extract?
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but...
That's an Anyway, we're not going to use this. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. Traveler, I want you to record something into the... Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of... Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction?
Yes.
Paimon is...
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is something we because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what was the point of doing this?
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't...
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on... You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device, after all that time, what do you... A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so... In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate
But why would you need...
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very... interesting.
Things you're interested in are really out there. Are also...
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Reebok.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go...
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
But it's still the best plan we have. Is a former
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment. Had I known all Hatham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make...
Seems you really do understand the way...
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort...
Wait! How can we work with...
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremite. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the cities.
That also sounds like something Al-Hayth...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan...
Of course he does. He told me. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made enough...
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of to make the whole thing more convincing. You'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know important things like this.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
I knew...
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please...
Well, now that you've put it that... But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless, since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation. There should be no more animosity.
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
What is the situation? It's time to pull the trigger.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academe...
Ah, of course. Mahamatra Sino's But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're...
As many as Ain al-Akhmar? This should definitely be
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top priority desert operation.
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these even if that guard doesn't know?
We discussed this.
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry. The guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so...
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect...
The Akasha is still in operation. So I must actually. Considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange.
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that, but things like that never happened again after we met.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of
The academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic.
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the action. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that... Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not a lot.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon so...
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Desh...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me.
Beep! Construct, beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation.
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. Get ready.
I got a new letter from an informant.
It's time for the Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to give it our best.
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. Remember, we must capture them alive. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be unable to continue the investigation.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What are you... Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in a deal.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia? I can't believe you came all this way just to catch us.
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's given me this much time of day since I became a mercenary. Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood. Let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed... Solidify!
Scatter! Exterminate!
Here comes the catch.
Make yourselves at home! I see everything!
Stabilize!
Propagate! Yeah!
It's over.
Ah!
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel...
Ah, you pitiful Dendro Archon dogs! You'll regret this!
I'm afraid you'll regret...
King Deshret will curse...
Silence!
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan.
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really well.
Yes.
That's fantastic! And that punch you gave Ramon there?
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and oversee the group's...
Yeah, you're the reason why everything...
It's not the time. Go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari?
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well... If we need help, Tainari is the best option. Get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling it. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, down 7 drinks, and even...
Sorry. We didn't mean to...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious... All joking aside, I'm glad you're here.
But where's your...
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to...
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the Academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watch. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone, you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for more.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's...
How much more?
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely when they smile. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good! I hope this pretty smile will become our lucky charm. There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's go. It's time to pay a visit to Party's DI.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Ah, Traveler, Paimon. And you...
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Aramite
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mech.
Yes, actually, he left Party's DI just a little while.
He left already?
Yeah, he came look.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this. For now, all we can share with you is...
Sino, you said. I see. So that's... Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way...
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a lip...
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, none of you... You don't need to tell me anything you don't... The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with...
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away? Is...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... You're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to Pardis DI. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants. But you're right. Hypatia...
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking,
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of this?
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge. How unbefitting.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the most advanced and effective treatment. I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery. Would that be agreeable to you?
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the Academia. Her situation, transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person, your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that, just like many other scholars, it's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's so confident in himself and his abilities. I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic. Still, his reaction really concerned me.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say, you are not like what I had expected. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave. It's just as the Academia said, you're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, you're still lacking a bit of shrewdness. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but...
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock, and he never came off as malicious. But an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true, the situation will be in our favor.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky.
Sorry, we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly... Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the...
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. That my master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. One dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and this has been a habit of his for many years. But I didn't find any dots in his recent
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville,
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep yourself safe.
I can do that. But I have a feeling it won't. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it... If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be different. If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period, that's your cue.
All right. We've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support you.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be wary of any messages or direct requests from the Academia.
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like this from the General Mahamat.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever the sages say. I know what I'm doing. On that note, aren't you also being quite distrustful of your alma mater?
The Academia, yes, but my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was a student, I was worried he'd get in trouble for sticking to his beliefs. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long. But in the end, it still caught up to him.
I see. So you noticed something was up with the—
This may well be how Sino became involved in all this. Also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. Trust your own senses and experiences. I think this may be something he needs to hear right now.
Okay, we'll find a chance.
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down— Oh, by the way, which way did the doc—
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor— He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he— Just to be safe, let's check—
But we have no idea.
We'll do it the mercenary way. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which—
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a—
Look! Fatui soldiers! Thanks to Dia's tracking skills, seems—
Shh! Don't draw their— The port is crawling with Fatui soldiers.
Let's keep going and see what we—
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him. This place'll do. We can hide here while we— Huh?
Uh-oh! He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving at us?
It's time to say goodbye.
Wait, is he the only person on the boat?
You mean there's nobody with him?
And where are all the soldiers we saw in the port just now?
They were all here just a few minutes ago, but now—
So this was a trap. Wait, don't tell me.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to party.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. If I were the
Oh no! Are you saying...
Let's go!
Paradis Di is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior gave us permission to search for and collect medicinal herbs in part.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already. I find it coincidental.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research. I've done my duty to inform you. Don't make things.
It would seem that my words have fallen on deaf ears. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Paradis Di now? I'm pretty sure you're not just looking.
With all due respect, you're.
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. I may be staying at Paradis Di as a scholar, but that doesn't mean It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the scholars.
Then it seems our conversation has hit an impasse.
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my watch.
Tighnari! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Yeah!
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia!
Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tighnari! Beat him up!
Stabilize!
Quietly.
The doctor's orders are absolute!
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now!
Here comes the catch. Yeah, everyone hold hands!
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia. We need to make sure they don't...
Got it! Hypatia's still here. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What? The Balladeer is here?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Paradis Di and made contact with Hypatia. I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect her consciousness with me.
Who are you talking to? It can't be the Balladeer.
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some final details. Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine battle against me? Scholars consider the God of Wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can justify reverence for a god as they can. But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a combination of blasphemy and exaltation. Yes. What is it? Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean?
Those words almost make you sound like a friend who actually cares. But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories and boring human feelings. Such senseless drivel should have been erased a long time ago. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what has this world done for you to protect it with such zest and conviction? I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear what you're thinking and sense the depth of your determination. This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know nothing about the truth. It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Humans are a species that can only find bliss in ignorance. Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, I think you'd feel the same way. She peered into my consciousness and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified to become my first follower. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my glory. You're doubting me again? No matter. Soon, you'll know what kind of authority you're challenging. Who wants to hurt my devout follower? The doctor wants to hurt my first follower? How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not good at sowing discord? The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of the new god. You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. But I'm willing to give you a gift, just like my expression of affection towards Hypatia. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to be reasonable.
Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Palantir? Oh, he sure chatted with you for a while. Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger!
Stay close and you will live.
Did you know... Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey! What happened to you?
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen Eremites get struck by...
Struck by lightning?
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attacking everyone, almost as if it were a lot. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes. There were a lot of Fatui, though.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. Why are you sorry? It's all right. My wound aside, you look like...
Hey, didn't I tell you not...
Just in case. goodness, she's fine.
Hey, how about taking care of
I understand my condition.
your... Ugh. The more you understand medicine, the worse...
I know. They always think they can...
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit.
So that's what you were talking to the balladeer about?
The Academia.
That sounds, ambitious? As long as I can enjoy every day with a drink in my hand, tasty food in my stomach, I must be the least ambitious person who's ever...
Don't say that.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some urgent matter to attend. Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret of the...
You said the balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his past.
Have you noticed? The balladeer is not happy with the doctor's actions. He thinks the doctor has no...
So, if the doctor was to show up again...
Based on what the Traveler has said, I think he would. Having the doctor gone benefits him as well as us. In other words, we've successfully completed the stage of the...
Yay! That's a big accomplishment!
Thank you for the help, Tainari. Make sure you...
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us here at Parties DI. Let's continue to keep a low profile.
All right, everyone is here.
How did everything go?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal.
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Parties DI.
Who was behind it?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the doctor has left Sumeru by boat. So, we've successfully removed the doctor from the picture.
Oh, Tainari also asked us to tell you this...
Everything also went smoothly on my side. To avoid alerting the quarry.
I can't believe you actually got so many Arama...
It's all thanks to Rahman and his...
It appears to have been very effective. Well, is that everything?
Huh? Wait, you...
Well, what else is there?
Shouldn't you end with some words of
Personally, I'd rather we all...
I'll hate them.
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate that I'm here to strategize, so you should find someone more
But I thought all of you Academia big shots were great...
Then I should remind you that I'm the scribe.
I know that. So...
The scribe is responsible for recording meetings, not speaking.
Fine, whatever. Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much of a talker either.
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me. That's right. So come on, boss.
Yeah! Say something to boost morale! Huh? What are you all doing here? Oh, it's Nilu! Hey, everyone. I'm not disturbing you,
Not at all. I was actually...
but you also look like you're up to no good. Seems pretty interesting.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like to join us?
Huh? Join you? You mean... You also...
Yes. Something... Nilu, are there any breaks in your performance schedule in the upcoming date?
Huh? I can't believe my... Oh, right. The Traveler and Paimon are not from Sumeru. That's right! I must admit that I'm a little scared, but I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Remember.
Okay. I'll get my friends at
Just remember not to say
Yep.
All the preparations are done.
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all
Well said. A good...
Thankfully, I've had my place to myself recently.
Uh-huh?
Oh,
Alright, let's all go home and get a good night. Okay. So, yep. Good night, everyone. Today is the Academia.
hello, you two. Sleep well?
Not really. What about you all?
Naturally, I slept just fine. After all, a good...
You just want to show off how calm you are.
It's crucial to dissipate any tension.
The only thing you're doing is being annoying.
Anyway, do you need me to go over the game plan again? Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows many restricted commands and operations are executed via that console.
You know, Paimon's been thinking, what kind of technology...
That isn't something they could have accomplished with their scholarly talents alone. In the Sanctuary of Surasthana, there's a device of greater 500 years ago. The Grand Sage at the time modified the device so that it can no longer be controlled from the inside. They were effective...
So,
Don't forget, today is Nagarba. The sages and core academia personnel are busy loading the latest batch of research developments and legal decrees into knowledge capsules, so that all the Darshan's researchers have their noses to the grindstone. And when the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process, that's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Well, yes. If precedence holds, the Academia should have already started preparing for Nagarba.
everyone should be in position. All that's left is...
Let's go.
So are we just...
Yes. Were you expecting a stealthier approach?
Paimon can't think of a good comeback. Alright, it's all on Alhaitham if things go...
As per our contract. It's time to pull the trigger.
Scribe? Please, wait. Are you Scribe Alhaitham?
That's me. Is something the matter? I'm in a hurry.
No. I was just surprised to see you here. I had heard that the sages were looking for you not long ago, but I didn't know what for. And, also, please don't bring outside guests into the Academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive at such a conclusion? Your groundless inference shames the Haravatat Darshan.
What did you say? I'm the top student in Haravatat, and I earned 3rd place at the last Inter-Darshan debate.
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravatat senior, I just assumed that you possessed a greater aptitude for critical thinking. Look, based on what you already know, the purpose of my return and the reason they're here should be obvious.
Is that so? Wait a moment. Let me... The sages search for you. So, from the start,
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven yourself as the top student in Haravatat.
As I expected. Please, forgive me.
It's nothing. We'll be on our way then.
All right. Thank you for your contribution.
What the heck just happened?
I'm afraid I don't know what.
You have no idea?
Mm-hmm. He convinced himself of what... That is the so-called pride of a scholar. If someone questions their academic nowadays, the academia is rampant with this type of scholar. They're obvious...
Wow. So there are special ways to deal with smart people. We don't even need to make up our own excuses.
We shouldn't waste any more time.
Is this the Academia's
Indeed. Known as the House of Dana, it is quite possibly...
there are a lot of students...
The Academia marches to a fast beat, especially since it's Nagar. Just act natural.
What's this place?
It's a lift that Academia personnel...
Are we gonna take it then? The Grand...
No, not right now. We can't guarantee...
You think the Grand Sage will exit from there? And after he does, we'd sneak past him?
Who knows? However, if we can confirm...
Allow me to offer you a hint. If you wish to know his location, look behind... Do not tell me you believed the Academia would not grow suspicious of you after such a prolonged... An eyewitness had informed me of your whereabouts.
Great Sage. I didn't expect you to...
I'm sure. But compared to you, I am... It's a pity that only now have I been afforded the opportunity to formally meet two of Sumeru's most esteemed guests. Excellent. You immediately initiated discussion instead of attempting to prepare some perfunctory The foot traffic here renders this place unsuitable for discussion.
This place is crawling with guards. There's no way out for us.
All right then, traveler. What did you... Today is Niagarbaha Day, so I still have many... You seem to know... If that is so, then you should be praising our great work.
Trivial?
Then tell me, what do the Fatui want from me? Worthless. Those are all completely worthless. Benefits, divine power. These materialistic words do nothing but debase our great work. Creating a god. Yes, we are using human wisdom to create a god. If humanity cannot attain omniscience and omnipotence, then we shall create a god to reveal them. This is the pinnacle of human wisdom. We shall regain a god's guidance at long last. Even Irminsul will be freed from its plight. For our nation of scholars, this is the ultimate aspiration. No cost is... You will never understand the rapture of having a god be born within your very hands. With your degree of knowledge, gods exist on a plane that far eclipses you. Care for the people, fend off sandstorms, fabricate silly fairy tales. We are a people favored by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, though I may have personally not seen it. The ascension of the Lesser Lord has brought nothing but bewilderment to the scholars. They all ask, with that in mind, it is better to keep her isolated in the sanctuary of...
What a pathetic justification! Do you really think that only the super smart or powerful should be able to...
As per your judgment, Grand Sage, they are indeed... Not only are they acting against the Academia, but their ideologies have the potential to lead scholars astray. Looks like there really was merit in my assignment.
Alhaitham? Are you talking...
Anyway, I've brought them to the Academia as ordered. But it took some time and trouble. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the investigation report you had requested. It's a summary of my time spent with the Traveler. An array of information about her.
Alhaitham? So we finally started to trust you!
Excellent. Detailed contents with no... As it is Niagarba Day, I'll enter the information on you.
We'll be monitored, just like Sino.
With the Akasha's calculation prowess, all of your actions will be predicted with an accuracy of at least 98%. To put it into words you can understand, wherever you go, you will be walking under an invisible leash. This is Sumer. Are you not familiar with the concept that great In any case, you are Sumeru's most
You're despicable!
Despicable? Perhaps from your ploy was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Lord Azar, I know what you're trying to say, but I've been following your plan.
Must I delineate your entire plan? First off, I received an eyewitness report that you, judging by the time, you all likely encountered...
Maybe Paimon shouldn't have mentioned Sino.
The Academia had not received correspondence from its scribe for a prolonged time. You were all... With their instigation, what was the probability that you would betray the Academia?
Regardless, that's only a guess.
Indeed, your boldness deserves praise. If I'm correct, you have a contingency plan to sneak into the Academia on Niagarba Day, using Alhaitham's status as... Should your intentions be discovered, Alhaitham will turn traitor and sacrifice the traveler, thus proving his innocence. He can then stay inside the Academia and continue search. As for Sino, according to the Akasha's calculations, he will soon return to the Academia and confront me.
You'll see me as a traitor regardless of what I say. Even if you impugn me, it would have little effect.
You misunderstand. Losing our scribe would However, under the current
You said that I betrayed the Academia, but you, Azar.
So flight is... Well, what do we have here? So you stole that divine knowledge capsule.
Traitor! You traitor!
Even the most rational scholar will yearn for the power of a god in a moment of desperation. Aren't you doing the exact same thing as me, Alhaitham? Unfortunately for you, no god will lend you their power.
Azar!
He has gone completely insane. Take him to the Matra and exile him to Aru village. Then find someone to take these two to the confinement room. I'll deal with them later.
Grand Sage, we've finished all required preparations for Niagarba Day. We may begin to enter the capsules now.
Excellent. You may begin.
Paimon got a bit carried away there. How was Paimon's acting just now? Great, huh? Everything's going according to plan so far. We made it into confinement, and Alhaitham's probably done with his part too. We even managed to trick Grand Sage's... What are we doing next? Paimon has trouble remembering things when she's worked up. Right. Paimon thinks...
Apart from that, we still have yet another goal in the first stage of our operation.
What? Why do we want
She's always been the person the sages are most afraid of, as well as the greatest obstacle to the success. Once the traveler is imprisoned, the sages will likely think that everything is under control, and with their guard down, the next phase.
I can already see the...
Oh, that's a super tricky plan. But Paimon still thinks it's not really worth.
That isn't the only reason, of course. According to the Academia scholars in Ramon's custody, Lesser Lord Kusanali has sealed off her consciousness in the Akasha ever since she... That way, they can't pry any more info. Even if we break into the sanctuary of Surasthana, it will take time to...
So our job is to wake up Nahida! Okay, totally.
The confinement room is inside the Academia, close to the sanctuary of Surasthana. I'll work with Ramon's scholars to make some modifications to your Akasha terminal. However, as for whether...
Akasha terminal today. It's the one Paimon thought they'd take our Akasha terminals when they locked us up in here. Were they being careless? Alright, so what now? Sounds easy enough. We can finally talk with There's a light flashing on your Akasha terminal. It's almost like... the faster it blinks, the better the signal! Whoa, it's Mora! Ooh, Mora! No, Paimon, we're not here to hunt for treasure! Here? No signal again! Is it getting jammed? Is this the right spot? Are you getting anything?
Nahida! Hey, Nahida!
When did it first start? Oh, right. It started from the moment I was born. I wanted to become a worthy Archon. So I've kept studying. Kept listening to my people and their hearts. Kept looking for a way to save Irminsul. So I can catch up. Catch up to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But I'm stuck in the sanctuary of Surasthana. The sages are creating a god to replace me. And I'm forced to lock my consciousness in this boundless darkness.
Nahida! Nahida!
It's so quiet here. Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to my own inner voice. Do Archons have them? Should Archons have them? Have I been doing the right thing? Am I really not needed? How do I really feel about all of this? It's so quiet here.
Since you're the god of wisdom, you've known the answers to all these questions since the very beginning.
Who are you? Whose voice is that? It sounds familiar. You're right, though. I won't ignore my own voice anymore.
Nahida! Nahida?
Did you wake me up? Thank you. Why are you here?
We're here to rescue you. Are you alright?
I'm fine. It's just... when I think of everything that's happened to me, I feel really angry now.
You should have been angry ages ago.
Huh? Oh, you're back! How's everything? That's wonderful news! Great, when you went to wake up Nahida, Paimon was listening. You were out for a long time. There are fewer and fewer scholars going about now. You think? Yep, so that means our...
Nilou, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
I'm sure, and I'm going. You know that I don't like to pass up any opportunity to...
All right, but if anything happens...
Don't worry.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. Zubair. You're so very kind.
Nilou!
Definitely more than usual. But
It's okay. Just focus on your performance.
You sure know how to talk. Taking...
Well, thank you both.
Ooh, that sounds great.
All right, let's get back to business. Nilou, we'll be here to keep...
I was planning on telling them something like, the Academia has been conducting a weird experiment.
Oh, you couldn't think of anything better? Oh.
I think it sounds great. I'm counting on you guys.
Don't worry, it'll be a piece of cake.
Hey, Nilou! Sorry, it's great to see you, but I'm really busy right now. Do you want some candy?
Vihar, thank you so much for... I'll pass on the candy, though. I cut back on sweets in the period leading up to a
You have a point.
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm really...
You're welcome. The honor's all mine, since I'll have such a great view of the show.
I've never seen a performance like this. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I heard that public performances like these have been banned. I can't believe she's doing this here.
Grand Sage, there's some commotion outside.
How uninteresting. Issue the new Prohibition Act from the Akasha to the guards. They'll know what to do.
Do you think we should, like, stop her?
Let's just watch for a little bit longer.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a lot of guards just ran by. Does this mean the plan has moved on to the next stage? Yep. It's come to think of it. When did Alhaitham replace the knowledge capsule that was about to be entered into the Akasha? Oh, so that's when he did it! Paimon was too nervous to notice. Speaking of, didn't Alhaitham also yoink the divine knowledge capsule from that mercenary leader and... it's a time-tested trick of his! Why are we complimenting him? Yeah. Let's review our... Paimon remembers that Nilou's task was supposed to go a bit like this.
Now that Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness has been forcefully sealed, the core figure with the Doctor's technological support, they...
How despicable of them to rely...
But this is all... I was originally asked to draft the knowledge capsule for the artistic performances prohibition. It should be on the Grand Sage's desk right now, and will be entered into the Akasha during the next Nyargarbaha Day.
Are they really going to stop all...
I'll make an identical knowledge capsule, but this time, I'll smuggle some misleading information into it. We only need to find an opportunity to switch the capsules. Once it's been entered into the Akasha on Nyargarbaha, the sages would definitely use that opportunity to announce the ban. And so, the misleading...
Sure sounds complicated. That's pretty clever. I just have one question. Even if we manage to get the
People who are used to relying on the Akasha become less inquisitive, and their ability to distinguish truth from misinformation is significantly reduced.
The Akasha will turn humans into machines. I've seen it.
Yikes. Good thing I didn't wear it for long when I was working in Sumeru City. At first, I thought it was a good thing too. By the way, this plan's...
Do you have someone in mind?
Nilou of Zubair Theater. I know her really well. We can trust her. I'm kinda hesitant to ask her to
All right. After the guards and the Academia are gone...
Then it'll be time for me and my... Here they come. Did you see that, Rama?
After laying low in the city for so long, this...
We couldn't do anything to them inside their coop. But outside the Academia...
For a lioness like you, the prey sure won't be able to run...
We still need to eliminate the guards as soon as possible. If we give the sages enough time to realize what's happening, the plan's doomed.
All they've done is to sit on their cushy salaries and twiddle their thumbs all day while we fought and struggled every day.
Speaking of which, most of the guards who report directly to the Six Sages belong to the... following those blasted sages every week.
Indeed. The trap.
All right, let's each take a road and herd those
You gave such an important task to that child.
It'll be fine. Isak was so determined. Besides, even if he's caught, the guards would be too scared to do anything to him. They've never seen...
You've got a point.
Good luck.
Hey, do you remember what you need to do, Isak? When the guards get here...
Oh, yeah, I remember. Of course I do. I'm just a little nervous.
Relax. Don't think about getting caught. You only need to think about getting the guards' attention.
Okay, got it. I'm here to pay back Lesser Lord Kuth...
Hey! They're here! I can see the Academia guards!
Alright, it's time, Isak.
Why is there a guard over there? Did he already run ahead of me? This is different from our plan. But there's no time. I need to make a choice.
Let's have a look behind the house.
What should I do next?
Huh. Looks like nothing's here. A wasted time.
Luckily, he didn't check behind the tree. The guard looks alert. What should I do next?
Hey, stop! I saw you. Don't. Doesn't seem like anything unusual's around here.
Looks like...
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali is over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali? How did I not notice that?
They found me. This is bad. Where should I go?
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali is over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali? How did I not notice that?
They found me. This is bad. Where should I go? Oh, how is this possible? There's also an academia.
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali is over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali? How did I not notice that?
They found me.
The target suspected to be Lesser Lord Kusanali. Where did she go? How did she disappear? Did we lose her? Hurry up and find her!
Hey, why is your team here? Didn't we say to split up our search?
Hurry! Hurry! This place is... Why are you all here?
Yeah, isn't it one heck of a coincidence? Everybody's here. What on earth is going on? I suppose that's all of you? Who are you? Did you set us up? What are you planning?
Phew, that was rough. I almost got...
Little brat! So you're not actually...
Just some colleagues. Think of this as a business competition. After stepping into our traps, stop thinking of your...
An ambush? How's that possible?
You've spent all your time...
This is odd. The Academia has quieted down after the conclusion of the Neogon. Where are the guards? Why have I not...
Grand Sage, how may I be of assistance?
I called for the guards. Why did you come?
My apology. Right now, all Academia guards have entered the city to perform the order to...
Arrest? Who is there to arrest? I have an ominous feeling.
Arrest Lesser Lord Kusanali, right? Is that not what the order...
Lesser Lord Kusanali? You mean she has disappeared?
Yes. I wouldn't dare... Right now, everyone is in a panic, and many...
What happened? Just Lesser Lord Kusanali somehow escaped? That's impossible. The Academia is heavily guarded. What manner of trickery did they employ? Disappear? Wait. How was the arrest order distributed to the guards?
It was issued by the Akasha earlier today. Only you have the authority to send messages like that, so I thought it was your...
Let me check. Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary. The Akasha indeed contains this information. How did they bypass my permissions to issue this kind of... Was it the report about the Traveler that all... No. I specifically checked that knowledge capsule before entering it into the Akasha. Well, even if I figure it out now, it won't make any difference. The important thing... Have you been to the sanctuary of Surasthana?
Confirm. It may be a bit offensive to say this, but... Grand Sage, how can the information in the Akasha be inaccurate? What the Akasha... If we have to confirm the information and knowledge from the... Then how is that any different from us learning that information ourselves?
In the beginning, it was I who asked you to believe in the Akasha, to believe in the legacy left...
No, Grand Sage.
Stay here and see if there are any suspicious...
Yes, Grand Sage.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Surasthana. How can that be? Stop thinking about it. Stop. It must be a trick of theirs. As long as I personally confirm it. Ah! Impossible. That's impossible. There must be...
What a comical sight, Azar. Once the Akasha has put certain thoughts into your head, even the Grand Sage can no longer see what's right. You all can only see the world in your mind, the one you think you know. And precisely because of this, she has been...
Sino. The Akasha predicted that you would return to the Academy.
No, you were blinded.
I truly did not expect a proud...
People change, Azar. Admit it.
Then tell me...
You want to buy time. This is the sanctuary of Surasthana. As for the investigation, I've at least confirmed...
So what? Did you do all of the...
No. I want you to plead guilty in front of the... You once said that I had no standing to judge you. So now, how about judgment in the name of a god?
How long do we have? Paimon hasn't heard any sounds outside for a while. Yeah, but... thinking about it, at least when Paimon thinks of Nahida being...
Here comes your savior.
Dia! Paimon just knew you would come to rescue us!
You two really owe me some big thanks. I had to search through who knows...
Thanks a lot. Need Paimon to rub your shoulders?
No, that's, I'll pass.
What are you afraid of?
Now isn't the time to talk about being ticklish. Things in the city and on Sino's side are both going well. The Corps of 30 is in charge. As long as it doesn't break their employment
That's probably because you've been super great.
The Grand Sage is in his custody. Even I know how terrible it is. Sino forced him to release Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, hurry to the sanctuary of Surasthana. We should have already rescued our Archon. Honestly, I didn't expect our ragtag bunch to do this well. Alright, you two better go. I still have to clean up some messes in the city. See you around.
We're way behind schedule.
Should I say it's nice to meet you? This is the first time we've met in real life. Before, we've only met in dreams, consciousness, or when I was in soma. Thank you so much for coming to rescue me. But I also need to apologize. During this time, I did some self-reflection. My sense of inferiority and yielding to the academia led to all of this, and created so much trouble for you all. Exactly! We're here because you're a good... Thanks, you two. Amazing. So So this is how it feels to walk out of that cage with my own body. It's like I just had an endlessly long dream. I can't even tell if I just woke up or was only now born into this world. My concept of self has become so clear. But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling. This is really embarrassing. You all just rescued an Archon, and now she needs your help to save her country, and even the entire world. It's okay. With you here, there's one more thing. What is it? For all the things the Academia did to me, and for all the folly it committed in the name of wisdom, as their Archon, I will make them pay. Ah! Wow! That's the spirit! I understand now. To be a better Archon, I first need to better myself. If you haven't even figured out how to be a caterpillar, how can you be a butterfly? Yes, true. That reminds me. I wonder how far along the Academia is with their god creation plan. We need to hurry and prevent the birth of that false god. I need to make some preparations. Since I'm now free, I can establish a direct link to the Akasha and control it. First things first, I need to remove the restrictions that the doctor put on me in the Akasha. After that, I'll make some adjustments and revoke the sage's permissions. The Akasha will then be like how it originally was, only operable by the Archon. After all, the Academia betrayed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's trust. This might take some time. And if we don't stop the god creation plan... You might as well prepare for a fight. When we're done, we can take a walk around. After all, we... How's it going, Nahida? I'm done with the parts that needed my involvement to complete. Although it's my first time working with the Akasha like this, its internal structure and operation procedures are easy for me to understand. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's design is truly brilliant. Oh, also, this is for you. Huh? What's this little floaty thingy? It's a small device I put together just now. You can think of it as an upgraded Akasha terminal. You may not need it right now, but it should be helpful in certain situations. Wait! This thing has the same kit! We're both small things! Oh, all the things that make Paimon special got copied! When Paimon appears with... It's alright, Paimon. It's only a flying device. But you're so good at comforting people, Nahida. I was simply telling you what I feel to... Nahida, you're a natural at it. By the way, there's something I need to confess. Even though I'm the Archon and in control of myself again, I'm not very good at fighting. You may have heard that an Archon's power is derived from their people's faith. However, I'm not as well loved as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. If we get into a situation where combat is our only option, I'm glad I can rely on you. So the God of Wisdom isn't good at fighting? That actually sounds about right. I've located where the false god is. Time is of the essence, so let's skip to it. What is this place? Is this really the way we need to go? Wow. Who would have thought there'd be a wanted to realize their god creation plan without being discovered. The safest and most convenient way would be to build within the academia. That's true. Judging from the structure here, the project is a huge undertaking. The sages really saw the god creation plan as their ultimate goal. But this place doesn't look like it could have been constructed by the academia alone. The Fatui under the Doctor sure didn't hold back. They provided a lot of technological...
Yeah, or else they wouldn't have been that generous.
Is that it, though? I've always felt that this Doctor is different from the academia sages. He doesn't seem to share their sense of urgency. Instead of being interested in the end product, it's like he's enjoying the experimental process.
The Fatui Harbingers are all such weirdos. So, the Doctor being weird is actually normal.
So, this Fatui that they're trying to turn into a god is called the Balladeer? We had previously come into contact with his consciousness. He harbors particularly strong obsessions. One is the desire for a gnosis, since he was created to be the vessel for one. The other obsession is probably related to his past. I can't quite explain it.
Paimon knows that he was a prototype puppet for the Raiden Shogun before he became a Fatui Harbinger. That's why he wants a gnosis so badly. There's no way he'd willingly be a test subject. Now with that temper and ego of his.
It sounds like you know the Balladeer quite well. I see. Tell me more about him and what he's like. The more we know now, the better we can plan for and react to any future situation. I see. Alright, time to go. Let's get through here and meet him in person.
Gather!
Work
No touching!
Time to work! No excuse for slacking!
Busted!
It looks like we can climb up these pipes. The pattern on the ground seems all messed up. Let's go around and see if there's a way to fix it. It seems to have stopped. Let's continue.
No more work.
Access denied.
I will end you. This isn't good.
Frozen. Crest, you'll get frostbite.
No touching.
Gotcha.
Cooked food. Disgusting. Pay your dues.
Quietly.
maybe there's something wrong with the tracks. Let's try adjusting the direction of the device to clear the tracks.
Have a load of this!
Born of ice and frost.
Low.
Next on the agenda. Healthy body, healthy mind. Access denied.
Let's begin.
All hail!
Let's end this quickly. This is good. Come at me.
Gotcha.
Miscalculated.
Solidify! I will have order!
Quietly now.
Born of ice and frost.
Come see me. Looking at its operational status, we must prepare for the worst. The god they wanted to create is... Oh no! What should we do? Are you nervous? If you really want to know... Of course Paimon's nervous! Aren't you too, Nahida? Yes, I am. This is probably the first time I faced with a calamity of this degree since I feel not just nervous, but curious. Curious? Curious about our fate. To me, everything we perceive in this world, and if it's a form of knowledge, then it can be under... However, only fate is about... So to me, fate is... That's also why I love observing humans, and all the things that happen to them. It all brings me great satisfaction. And now, at long last, I'm not just an observer anymore. I will personally experience my own fate with you by my side. Isn't this such a wonderfully exciting thing? Ah, so that's what you mean. Agreed. Okay, let's continue on. I can sense his aura from here.
would be so eager for my birth. I remember you, Booer, the god of wisdom, and standing beside you, the traveler.
Is he all-knowing and powerful now like Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? No, I can't feel the same kind of divinity I felt from the Greater Lord. It seems that the sages didn't get the chance to infuse the divine knowledge capsules into him. But even still, he has undoubtedly become a true god now. So we're too late? The Balladeer has already become a god?
The Balladeer. A long bygone title. When my spirit ascended to divinity, I felt as if I had existed for the same number of epochs as heaven and earth. Looking back, the existence of what once called itself Kunikazushi appears infinitely small and ugly.
This imposing aura, it really feels like the gods! A body that capitalizes on the Balladeer's original construction as a mechanical puppet, with the Gnosis serving as a constant power supply. How much effort and resources did the sages put into this? From a purely technological perspective, it's a commendable achievement indeed. It's no exaggeration to say, this is the culmination of human wisdom. You sure are something! Dishing out compliments at a time like this? But I don't think he's reached the spiritual height of a god.
Strife is engraved upon every god and every gnosis brought forth into this world. Can you feel it? The exhilaration of such power, and the thrill of anticipation for our contention.
Nahida wouldn't feel the same things as you!
Do you not realize that you are interrupting a conversation between gods? Lowly creature, know your place!
The strife engraved upon a gnosis. You're talking about the Archon War. Tevat's current peace was not easily won. I didn't personally participate in the Archon War, but the way I see it, all those losses were meaningless, driven by the demands of the laws. There's no point in bringing it up again.
Is that so? Yet I am deeply disappointed that I was never allowed the fortuity to personally participate in the Archon War. This is a first. Encountering a god in this world who does not crave power. No wonder your own people have abandoned you, god of wisdom. Your judgment is as your existence, unsubstantial. This is where everything ends, Booer, the god of wisdom. You should know that wisdom cannot solve every problem. Like now, where your only option is to face me in combat. Come! Let us reenact a scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my birth as a god. Churn!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Propagate! Spring forth!
Access denied.
Insignificant pest! My endless cycle begins!
Born of ice and frost.
This is order.
Tremble!
To oblivion! Kneel!
Solidify!
Busted.
Reality is pain!
This is supposed to be a battle between gods, yet you choose to hide behind a mortal. And now, you're acting like you'd sacrifice yourself for a human. Are you having fun proving a false sense of heroism to yourself, Brewer?
The data collection is almost complete. Do you even know how many times you've tried to take my gnosis from me? We just concluded the 168th loop. Did you know that in the effort to create you, the people of Sumeru were forced to live through the exact same number of Sabzeruz festivals and samsara cycles?
The power of dream. You can't even defeat me in a dream. What do you hope to achieve with this little trick?
Come, Traveler. Just like before. Allow me to awaken the memories in your dreams.
All that battle experience!
It's more than that. Compile everyone's wisdom in the name of the Archon. That is the original function of the Akasha. I've sent everything that happened just now to the people of Sumeru in the form of knowledge. I've asked them to help you find a way to defeat the false god. Now, all of Sumeru's wisdom is at your disposal.
Meaningless tricks won't save you. Are you done with your tricks? Can I finally take this as a real battle between gods?
I'll leave this to you. The first sage of Boor.
1,000 eons, mine to dominate.
Share my knowledge.
Burn to oblivion.
Gotcha. Here comes the cash.
We're way behind schedule.
Kneel.
Everyone hold hands. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Busted.
You filth.
Scatter. Germinate.
Stabilize.
Reality is pain.
Gather.
Good riddance, cruel world. Not possible.
No touching.
Quietly now. Game's up. Tony Silva.
Humans. Filthy humans. No! Wait! Please! Anything but the Gnosis! That's mine! Don't even try! I'll never go back!
We haven't yet found the answer to the most important mystery. Irminsul is still waiting to be saved. With the power of another Gnosis, we may now finally understand the last memory of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
This is...
That's right. This is the last memory of my predecessor.
Huh. This sure seems very different from what Paimon imagined. Shouldn't Irminsul be in this realm of consciousness?
Yes, that is our destination. But I didn't expect the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata to be as polluted as this. Forbidden knowledge? It seems you know about a concept that even I don't completely understand. Could you tell me what you know? Your inference seems logical enough. Forbidden knowledge once polluted the desert thousands of years ago, but was successfully repelled thanks to King Deshret's self-sacrifice, and Greater Lord Rukkhadevata nearly exhausting her power. Then, a second instance of forbidden knowledge pollution occurred during the Conria Cataclysm 500 years ago. But I'm afraid it is much more serious this time, with Irminsul itself already in danger.
So, if we're in the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and it's also been affected by forbidden knowledge pollution, then does that mean, in order to save us, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes. It's very possible that she sacrificed her life in the fight against forbidden knowledge. She didn't completely eradicate forbidden knowledge, but if it weren't for her actions, the pollution would have been far more rampant over these past 500 years. The way that everyone, including me, has forgotten everything about forbidden knowledge may very well be due to her restoration of Irminsul.
Aww. Do you feel sad, Nahida?
I'm just sharing her pain. The pollution of her consciousness here is severe. There is madness, chaos, and pain all around us. Did she fight to resist the forbidden knowledge pollution in such terrible conditions, all the way up to her last breath? She even used her last remnant of lucid consciousness to leave a clue for us to follow. Yes, her words were distorted, but now we have a chance to find the answer to this mystery. We can cross the polluted consciousness until we found the right path to meet with her lucid consciousness. And then, we'll let Greater Lord Rukkhadevata tell us the truth in person. Each of us need to be mindful of the state of our own consciousness while we are here. Even with the Gnosis' protection, we must always keep a clear mind. Otherwise, we could go mad at any moment.
That's so scary.
Don't worry. It should be easy enough for you to keep that mind of yours clear, Paimon. Let's go.
Are we in the air? And why is there a huge boat?
That's the boat of consciousness, which...
Wow. What are these? The monsters seem to have been affected by them.
Busted.
Access denied. Born of ice and frost, for Rex Lapis!
Solidify!
Next on the agenda...
Stabilize!
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey. Busted.
No touching!
Look! A four-leaf sigil has appeared in the sky!
Gotcha.
Stabilize!
This is long overdue. Born of ice...
I will have order!
Busted!
No touching!
Solidify!
Game's up. Fun's over.
To control the boat of consciousness, we need to find the helm first. We changed direction. Are we...
Mm-hmm. Judging from the current route, the boat of consciousness will soon take us out of here. We'll be arriving at our destination soon. How are you feeling? Are your minds still intact?
Huh? But everything's been
Hopefully there won't be any more interruptions. This time, we should be able to meet Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Are you saying you've never met Greater Lord Rukkhadevata before?
No. It seems that my birth and her death took place at the same time. Otherwise, I think she would have given me a little more guidance, and I could have done a better job.
Hey, you've done a great job, Nahida. Let's get out of this creepy place and go meet her. So, is this the place you were talking about? The base of Irminsul?
Well, this is the place.
We're here to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, but the one standing over there is...
Is that... me? She looks exactly like me. Are you Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes, that's me. Are you surprised by my appearance? Irminsul and the surrounding lands have been reproduced here as they were years ago. But this is just a realm of consciousness. We are manifestations of the same nature. Hence why we would appear exactly the same.
We're of the same nature? Why?
Because you are me, and I am you. You are me in the new samsara.
The new samsara?
As Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, I'm the avatar of Irminsul. And you are the purest branch snapped from Irminsul. Imagine it this way. Even if a tree dies, its branches will eventually take root and grow, continuing the tree's life in another form. I'm merely the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real me has presumably died a long time ago. Judging from your appearance, I've probably been dead for 500 years. But you're finally here. My new self in the samsara.
If this is true, then am I going to be a great Archon like you someday?
Though we share the same nature, our fates are bound to be different. All things have their own fate. When a branch grows into a mature tree, It won't be the same as the original tree.
That's why fate is the ultimate knowledge, isn't it?
That's a great insight. Yes, very good. It's also precisely why you won't become like me.
Really?
But perhaps you may become an even greater Archon than I. I already see a determination in you that I didn't possess in my time. And the future that it leads you to will be yours alone. Along with the blessings from your past experiences. Don't worry. The growth of wisdom is like that of a plant. You only need to wait quietly for the flower to bloom.
Come to think of it, the sages never had the faintest inkling of the meaning of wisdom.
Thank you. Nothing makes me happier than discovering that the Archon I always admired was in fact myself in another fate. It's so nice to speak with you, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. I've always wanted to meet you.
The feeling is mutual. From the moment I snapped the branch off Irminsul and created you, I've also looked forward to talking with you.
Could you tell me why you wanted to create me? And what exactly happened when you died?
Ah, I see. You're here seeking answers, right? Everything that day, even the sky itself, changed into a color like this. At that time, the Seven were all summoned to the nation of Conria. Except for me. I had a more important task to attend to. I had to protect Irminsul. The disaster occurred together with the pollution of forbidden knowledge. At that very moment, with my consciousness connected to Irminsul, I sensed something was wrong. The pain started to torment my mind. By the time I reached Irminsul, it was already displaying signs of corruption. Had I not repelled the pollution of forbidden knowledge with King Deshret thousands of years ago, I might have felt even more hopeless and lost.
So what exactly is forbidden knowledge?
It's a kind of knowledge that doesn't belong to this world, and a form of truth that can't be understood. It came from the very bottom of the abyss. Even I could never understand it. The world is constantly rejecting it, leading to all kinds of bad phenomena. If we allow forbidden knowledge to pollute Irminsul, I'm afraid the entirety of Teyvat could fall apart.
So, there's knowledge that even the God of Wisdom can't understand?
At that time, I knew I couldn't repel the forbidden knowledge with my strength alone, which is why I created a device that compiled human wisdom and named it the Akasha.
It's truly the world's most amazing invention.
Thank you. For a long time, I thought dreams were the fruit of human wisdom. Though it was selfish to do so, I borrowed people's dreams using the Akasha. Then I compiled their wisdom and all of my own power.
Well, did it work?
Thanks to the wisdom of the people of Sumeru, almost all the forbidden knowledge was cleared from Irminsul. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. I had a terrible headache, which gave me an uneasy feeling. And then I remembered that my consciousness was also connected with Irminsul. It brought me knowledge and wisdom, but vile corruption as well. From the very beginning, my existence had been polluted by the forbidden knowledge.
Oh no! How could that happen?
I've experienced that pain in your consciousness. It must have been a horrible experience.
Yes, but my feelings weren't important. The important thing was that even if I died, my existence and everything related to me would continue to exist in Irminsul as memories and knowledge, meaning that the forbidden knowledge couldn't ever be permanently eradicated. And there's no way for me to eliminate myself. It would be a sort of paradox. So, I took the purest branch of Irminsul as my incarnation in the next samsara, and left a trail of clues, all in hopes that you would come here and remove me and my pollution from Irminsul forever.
Wait, no, I can't.
So you realize what that implies. You are very smart indeed. Irminsul has all the knowledge and memories of this world. And as you've realized just now, removing me from Irminsul means I essentially will never have existed in this world. But this is the only way to save Irminsul.
People love you so much, and they've missed you so much over the past 500 years. I am exactly the same. So how can we just forget you like this? Is there really no other way? There must be something else I can do.
You're the god of wisdom, Booer. You should know that there is no other way.
But this is so cruel. I don't want to forget you.
No need to feel so sad, Booer. As someone who delights in wisdom, you should feel joy at finally finding the answer. These are the words in their entirety. The answer you've been seeking all along. Let the world completely forget me. We all nestle under the great tree of wisdom, peering out to perceive the world. From the earth and from the rain, we perceive its wonders, until we become a white bird to perch atop a branch, and finally snap off the most important leaf. Once upon a time, I alone dreamed in this world. In my dreams, everybody would also dream after they fell asleep. Wild and wonderful thoughts would emerge from their minds. Some tumbled to the ground, and others floated to the sky, connecting all things in the world into one dazzling net. Among a plethora of worlds were numerous smaller worlds, all of fate, finding within the tapestry their brilliant glow. I gradually understood that these indescribable and constantly changing things are the most profound things in the world. Only they can completely repel the madness. Only dreams can awaken consciousness from the deepest darkness. I'm the one who posed this question, yet also the one who sought a solution. Saving the world with the dreams of the people used to be my answer. And now, you've also found your own answer, and I shall return all the dreams to the people. Goodbye, people of Sumeru. May you be blessed tonight with the sweetest of dreams.
I'm alright. I'm just a little confused. We've just saved the world, right? So why am I crying? I don't know where this feeling inside of me is coming from, but I feel very sad. Just now, we used the power of two Gnosis to successfully connect with the Irminsul consciousness from 500 years ago. Then, we removed the remaining pollution from Irminsul.
Yeah, what's wrong? Weren't you there just now?
Huh? That sound... Traveler...
I've been waiting here far too long. But finally I have the chance to be alone with you. All the precious time I wasted has finally paid off.
The doctor... What have you done?
Just a type of sound wave that can quickly put defenseless people into a dream. As I expected. This is the only thing of interest I found among the sage's research. I thought I'd take it for a little spin. Don't worry. I know you would never forgive me if I actually killed them. I'm here to negotiate with you. Naturally, I won't do anything dangerous that could potentially damage our relationship.
Negotiate with me? I heard you had already left Sumeru. Why are you here again now?
I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru. Even the God of Wisdom is restricted by the habits of cognition. How disappointing.
You mean there are many different versions of you in this world?
An astute guess. Even the same individual will have different cognitions at different ages. A long time ago, I made a major decision in hopes of preserving all my perspectives of how I observed the world. Observation is the first step of any experiment, but observing the current world doesn't satisfy me. It lacks an important dimension, that of time. So I saved segments of all my ages and made them into independent individuals. That's all there is to it. Indulge me. How does the God of Wisdom find my method of seeking knowledge?
It's an insult to the very concept of life. Life inherently has many rules and restrictions, each with its own significance and reason to exist. They can't be broken on a whim.
Good. Amazing, even. Indeed, it's difficult for humans to make peace with themselves, not to mention oneself from a different period.
Since you are in the academia, why wait until now to show up? You could very well have stopped us and helped that fake god.
Simple. Let me ask you this. Would any staff member ever help the subject in the middle of an experiment? It was my experiment. So why should I interfere with the results?
The academia saw the plan to create a god as their ultimate goal, yet you only saw it as an ordinary experiment. You really are crazy. If the experiment succeeded, you would have had a new god on your hands. How would you have faced your own god then? Would you still take the same stance? Would you still hold the same view of yourself?
I'm first and foremost a scholar. These results should be left to the judgment of the hypothetical me confronted with that outcome. But you're right. And that's exactly why I'm disappointed with the conclusion of this experiment.
As an individual, you don't have any sense of belonging. You seem to have even fewer convictions than a typical scholar.
Oh no, I certainly have my own convictions. They just don't fit your standards, that's all. All right, that's enough conversation for today. The experiment is over, and it's time to tidy up the equipment and reclaim any useful materials. For example, the Gnosis. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you're an intelligent Archon. I'm sure you understand the disparity in our combat abilities at this time. Besides, you have no way to use that Electro-Gnosis in battle.
Didn't you say you were here to negotiate with me? Somehow, it's starting to seem like you intend to take it by force now.
I'm merely stating a fact. After all, I'm also a scholar. Naturally, I hope to show proper respect and dignity to the God of Wisdom.
Your hypocrisy is built on absolute confidence. I understand your scheme, but... what if I were to destroy the Gnosis now and awaken the heavenly principles?
Awaken the heavenly principles? Do you think that's really possible?
The heavenly principles have been silent for many years, but the Gnosis are symbols of their control over Teyvat and all the laws. Will the destruction of a Gnosis attract the attention of the heavenly principles? And if so, how do the Fatui plan to deal with the consequences? Do you dare to gamble such a possibility with me?
Gamble? How surprising. I thought you would show evidence or use rigorous reasoning to prove your point. The word gamble is the last thing I expected to hear from the God of Wisdom. But this is a clever move. You must have seen through me when I first captured your consciousness. As a scholar, I respect all possibilities. This has always been my principle and is an essential trait as an experimenter. Indeed, I can't ignore this possibility. So tell me then, what are your conditions?
This foreign Gnosis will only lead to disaster if it stays in Sumeru. But this Electro-Gnosis is the prize I obtained after defeating one of your fellow Harbingers. Now, as the one who initiated this cascade of events, shouldn't you pay the corresponding price?
Price? Interesting. What price would you have me pay?
How about erasing all your other segments?
So this is how you wish to restrict me, the most threatening opponent of the Nation of Wisdom. What you request of me is like plucking out the eyes I have placed in the dimension of time. Segments are extraordinarily difficult to make. They require extremely rare resources and enormous amounts of time and effort, requiring me to destroy them all here and now. Bravo. A suitably wise decision on your part. Yes, how very interesting. Can I assume that you have long been wary of me? Among all the versions of me, this segment you see now is the most selfish. If it weren't me, your idea wouldn't have worked. What did you see when you were imprisoned? You were observing me, and that's how you know I've long grown tired of their doubts and endless arguments.
Like you said, it's difficult to make peace with yourself. Being as smart as you are, have you managed to do that?
I see. If you think all those versions of me are worth a Gnosis, then deal.
You sure didn't hesitate much. Is the relationship between all the versions of you really that bad?
I don't think there's any need to dwell on that. The surplus versions of me can be exchanged for a Gnosis. Do you think anyone can offer themselves at a higher price? Besides, with my abilities, it's only a matter of time until I find better perspectives. Perhaps it's best to say, you're just temporarily ahead. But what I'd like to know is, how can you be sure that I've really erased them?
I can see your remaining honesty.
What a ridiculous decision! You can't be serious!
How could I have been so short-sighted?
You think this is the end? Wait, I'll have
Please
quit!
wait. You'll make this moment count.
You will regret this!
Well, have you confirmed that it's complete?
Here, take it. The future of Sumeru City will be in my hands alone. I will shut down the Akasha and let curiosity and the thirst for knowledge drive the realm of academics once again. There won't be any further gaps for you to exploit.
It truly pains me that my academic achievements have never been appreciated in my homeland. Of course, I have no interest in being rejected by this city for a third time. Another chess piece. And where is your Dendrognosis?
Don't be greedy, Harbinger of Snezhnaya.
No, this is a different transaction. If you intend to turn off the Akasha anyway, then there's no further use for the Gnosis of Sumeru, is there? Besides, isn't it the Archon's duty to deliver what's desired of the Seeker? Oh, judging from your expression, you don't seem to find the idea very agreeable. Then let's think of it this way. Since you're the god of wisdom, how about I exchange some knowledge with you?
People exchanging knowledge with the god of wisdom is the stuff of legends. Yet here you wish to exchange knowledge for the god of wisdom's property. Arrogant as that is, it has piqued my interest.
Let me ask you, have you in all your mighty knowledge ever heard the rumor that the skies of Tevat are fake?
Huh?
That's the secret hidden by Irminsul concerning the truth of this world. Once I finish telling you about this, it will be time for me to say goodbye. With negotiations, we've all gotten what we wanted. I'm very glad I got to meet you like this.
Your arrogance may know no bounds, and convictions may mean nothing to you. But I'll still listen to what you have to say.
Together! Okay. Wake her up. Are you awake? Kale says it's time for breakfast. Come on, get up! Good morning! How are you feeling today? Good to hear. It looks like we've recovered pretty well. Come on, Traveler.
How many Rubishava mushrooms?
Good morning. Looks like you're awake.
Yep, yep.
I prepared some breakfast today. Please.
It's nice to have you.
Well, now that I've recovered from Alizar, I'm feeling better than ever.
And Paimon bets they're all delicious.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with you after you. Oh, it's We're going to hold a feast as heroes of Sumeru. Please be sure to attend.
Oh, I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. Sometimes I'm really envious of Oh, you're embarrassing me.
Anyway, let's go to the Grand...
Oh, before you leave.
Tighnari!
Good morning. How do you feel today?
We feel much better. How about...
I'm recovering well. Thanks for
But from the looks of it, you seem to be up...
It's fine. I'm not that busy, really. The Elazar patients have recovered, as well as a
It seems once Irminsul started getting...
Yes, but there are still some residual... The withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear.
By the way, we have some good news.
This news is hardly new.
Huh? You mean he was already...
He visited once, but he was afraid of disturbing you while you were...
And you probably already know all about...
Celebration feast?
Huh? But didn't Nilu say...
Perhaps, or...
Come to think of it, Sino doesn't seem like the type who'd enjoy a celebration feast. You and Kale are both Sino...
Kale has taken over some of my tasks these... You see, some VIPs...
Huh?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved in recent incidents have begun their training in the Avidya forest, and the people they had previous...
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured, and his Lesser Lord Kusanali in her boundless mercy has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly they were ashamed when they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul. They were shocked at first, but also as a result, work has increased.
That sounds really exhausting.
There's nothing we can do, really. But that's another topic. Back to them.
Ah, right!
You've recovered well.
Time to broaden the horizons again.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast...
Mr. Zubair, I finished tallying things up here.
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests? It's affecting our arrangement.
Oh, it'll be fine.
I was thinking...
Hey, Nilou!
Traveler, Paimon!
We got your letters, so here we are!
You're the best. The other guests haven't even replied yet.
Huh? Are we the only...
Yeah. I had someone deliver letters to all of our guests.
Look, I get it. Sumeru is an extremely important... Nilou is Sumeru's #1 celebrity, after all. You have no idea how happy...
If you consider enjoying Nilou's dances having good taste, then because Paimon thinks everybody will love her.
That's right. We all think she's a... Nilou is an absolute favorite among those of us who frequent the Master Zubair. Let's have a...
Nonsense! It is not for us to determine the value of an audience. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people with
Ooh, good idea.
I don't want you...
There's always a lot going on at the...
Yeah. Traveler and Paimon, could you help if for some reason they didn't receive the letters?
Yeah, we can also check out...
As for Sino, I'm not too sure about Ramon's whereabouts. As for Dunyarzad, I just hope...
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
I'll go to the Adventurers Guild later.
Yes, please. It could be...
I think it's an amazing idea. Who knows? If we take more pictures, they might even become the signature souvenir of the Grand Bazaar.
And Nilou will become even...
I've heard that this camp...
Oh, should we get ready then?
No.
You really think so?
We haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask that person over there. Hey there, have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe Alhaitham has... But you're already the second group of people I've seen...
Oh? Who else would...
Mr. Cavey was just here asking about him. You wouldn't... Don't tell me everyone's here looking for God...
No way!
Ah.
Take it easy.
should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over there! But...
Just put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academia.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in Sumeru?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear—
Oh? You sound surprised. I thought—
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the—
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kaveh, light of the Kash—
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment. And anyone who knows you as well as I do—
See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. You're ridiculous and arrogant.
It seems that you really can't
Ha!
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh. And don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Are they having a fight?
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with—
Don't get me started!
So, what great building did our—
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No. I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first thing— Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru from a—
Ha! And you think—
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his—
Huh? What nonsense are you talking about?
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan—
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
Oh, it's you two.
We're running some errands for—
Letter?
Nilu said she sent out a letter inviting everyone to a celebration.
If she addressed the letter to all Hatham of the Academia, then the letter— I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time.
Have you always been so—
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several
Tighnari told us they all went to train in the Avidia—
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could—
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of strange to hear them call—
Yes. It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools. Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6 Darshans, attaching themselves to the 6 great schools, have stood now. The 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools, and among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar, and were only rescued—
So who's managing things in the other 4 schools?
Yes. Normal—
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in—
Yes, about that. You didn't let me finish my— The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar, and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the acad—
Huh? But— what?
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages.
Oh, all right.
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important affairs within the Academia before the new sages take office. And the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application.
By the way, who was that other person just—
Do we look like friends?
Paimon doesn't know. That's why Paimon's asking.
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say which is exactly why he always—
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change.
Such is the work of the
Well, anyway, no matter how busy.
All right. I'll see.
This is Port Ormos. Now where could...
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
It's been a while.
Dinyarzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
I'm doing well. I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
Are you kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure...
Yeah!
That's right. My lady is feeling...
Why do you still call me that?
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation?
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homeyanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard anymore?
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous jobs ever! Are you getting bored already?
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru.
Well, I remember
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to...
We just came from talking with...
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come...
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power.
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither.
Ugh, forget about it. I'll hate them probably just like the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So he suggested I find some work in the academy.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, because you're super...
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be... In fact, I chose this...
Even if being a mercenary...
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later.
I don't want to...
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me.
Huh?
Well, no. Not yet, at least.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time?
Oh, did Nilou...
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos.
Huh. It was probably sent to the... My lady has been very energetic.
Right, and we tend to leave...
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty...
I bet the letter's at the reception desk.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received...
Sorry to make you two...
It must be something important for Nilou to...
Yes! She said they were...
Great! I'll be sure to attack...
Count me in, too. But is there some sort of dress...
Since it's being organized by Nilou, I don't think she'll be too picky about it.
All right, then...
The feast will be held in 2 days.
Sure.
Thank you so much for...
Oh!
The General Mahamatra all...
Oh.
But last time we met, he... As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he's... Don't mention it.
All right. Everyone hold hands. I see everything. last visited Aruville. Ah, there's Sino!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tainari agreed to let us leave.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good.
And Tainari is recovering well.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness.
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent...
But why are you just...
I'm meeting some people.
Oh!
I've already talked with Candace and the village, but you know one of the people...
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell...
Roman! And...
Oh.
Oh! Well,
Don't worry. These are...
I see.
I'm doing well.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life...
Oh, tell us everything!
Yeah.
Alright, well, I suppose I've decided to leave the
What?
It's not that I've given up on being... I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but... I plan to leave the
Wow! So...
Sataria will return to support education. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru.
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select that is the true meaning of...
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and the stars have always guided caravans.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from?
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed...
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many...
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart. As if there were lightning... Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it... Sataria, why haven't you...
Miss.
These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask...
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the Academia for the desert. My plan was able to go...
You're all doing so much...
Aside from that, I also have some other...
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the Academia.
That's exactly what the people here need.
Apart from this, the Academia is also recruiting scholars that are... We must be persistent about this. And
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a... Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will...
Enough about us. Are you here to
No, not at all. We're actually... Neela wanted to write to everyone. A celebration feast will be held in At the feast, we'll also be celebrating... although, judging from your appearance, it's...
Celebration? Feet? It's the first I've heard of it.
Tainari was right. He really...
This feast is for you, Sino.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord...
No, not really.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here.
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. The message... I'm sorry for how I treated you before. You and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but please keep dancing. And so...
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well.
Got it.
Today's the big day! Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see how the celebration's coming along. Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to—
But we're not late, are we?
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speech.
Oh, really?
Come join us over here. Let's share some—
Everything looks quite good.
Wow. Paimon can— Whoa.
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone, and everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru. And
Feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job.
My lady sure has a way with—
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive.
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we
That's how I remember it.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, moreover, judging
yeah, everyone gave it their all. It was almost like a performance. Everyone played their part. And thanks to—
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali—
Yes! Even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's fine. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
No, everything you said is—
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised.
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices
I respect our deity's decision. And while we're on this topic, why did he—
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling this—
Why? Because he dethroned
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew his—
But seriously though, I always wondered if you—
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do— If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos and—
By that, you mean your life working as the academia—
Precisely.
Wait, it's—
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all—
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed—
That's right.
Will you be happy with—
It's not about being happy.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey!
There you— Well, how is it? It's the first time I've ever invited— You see, every guest here is quiet. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. I can't explain why.
Everyone hold hands.
The atmosphere here is good. I don't often have a lot to handle these days. There's always next... this feast.
Hey!
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings. No. The Grand Bazaar is lively, but that happiness is an— I seem to have taken both keys when I left the... Oh well.
Everyone hold hands!
My lady, the grilled...
Yes, I also tried some fruit. What an amazing place.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy, Nilou.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drink.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You wake up, of course. Just wait.
It's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot. Please say thank you to everyone for me. But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? That'd be the last thing I want. Let me think about it. Okay. Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get cooked. Everyone!
Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food.
It's me.
Huh? That voice. Nahida?
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting. Is this also a part of the feast?
No, of course not. Are you... Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilou.
You know who I am?
Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilou, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the Traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the Academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and even the entirety of Teyvat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru.
Dunyarzad, The suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying for me.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. I hoped you liked the dance I dedicated to you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have... Alright, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the Academia, right?
Take it easy.
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. I'm still... So are we. And that's why we're here to talk... Is there anything you want to know? After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as it used. I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut it down. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down. The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity. Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, and as for the future of Sumeru, the former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I hope that the new 6 great sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru, the other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents... I've already taken some measures to address this. You mean, what happened after the doctor? Not exactly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate, the Heavenly Principles. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage against the doctor. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to its lost, and as for what the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor, as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the God of Wisdom. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather. I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate. Is that where you're headed next? Fontaine, the nation of justice? As far as I know, that nation operates in a judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge people?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual trials. However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere. As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, a very unique personality. Are you sure? Isn't there some... Huh? About your brother. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your brother.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository?
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any... However, there must be something different about your brother.
What?
There's only one possible explanation. He belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, he began his journey through the 7 nations of... But just as his journey was about to reach its conclusion,
What do you mean, Fuzzy?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating his fate. And whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable of.
But even that wouldn't explain how he somehow comes from this world.
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a Descender? Paimon's never heard of it.
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my... A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th Descender.
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler, and her brother isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time.
Paimon's head's about to burst from all this crazy new information.
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, I truly regret that I can't help you more as the God of Wisdom. There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew and depart from Sumeru. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world. If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future will be the ultimate fate.
Paimon's sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida.
The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes, and maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
Hey! Yeah!
I see everything. Is there anything you... According to the after the Conria disaster, the Justice's journey was a...
What do you mean?
All I know for sure, and whoever it is.
But
Something else I noticed was... What's a Look, a very traveler. You... Huh? That's right. As for the... and yet, there are many questions in my heart as well. And soon, I'm very interested in your If fate is the... The pleasure is... Alright.